Hey, welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. We're hitched up and ready to go to Pinch Pond Family Campground in Manheim, Pennsylvania. You can see I got the bicycles with us. Don't have the kayaks, although they do have a little pond there. And this is our first trip since we've been back from Florida. Relatively short, it's only about 50 miles. So it should take us maybe an hour to get there. Let's go check it out. We have made it to our site at Pinch Pond. We're in site 564, which is a pull-through site. Here you can see it's a pretty large site. I have more room on that side, but I'm only here till Sunday, so I didn't bother. And on the service side, we have water, 30 amp, and sewer. Front to back, there's a slope, so I had to drop the tongue all the way down. Side to side, it was off a couple inches, so I put the levelers underneath this side, and that leveled it right off. But you can see how far it drops off here on this stabilizer versus that stabilizer in the front. Plenty of room back here to park, so I'm here, and Shannon and the boys will park here. Brought all the chairs, have my little table out. I put the picnic cover on, but I didn't bother putting the bench covers. I got Harley's mat there. That is inside. I don't have the awning out for a little shade. So pretty nice site. Check out the rest of the park. They have separate lanes for coming out and going in. That keeps it a little less cluttered. A lot of trees at this campground. It's a nice little private family-owned campground. Our first time here. Speed limit is 5. Now when you check in, your first time, you're going to check in and go to the right. After that, if you go out of the park and you return without your trailer, you go straight through there. And you do have a gate key to show that you belong here. So they have gates, so security's pretty good here, and they have folks working it. So here is the little check-in office, and they will escort you in the gators to your site. And they have additional visitor parking over here. And when they're not manning this, the gate will be active, and you would use it right here. When you have a second car, other people coming, if you give the car tag to the folks in the check-in station, they will escort them right to the site. So that's a really nice feature. I recognize that person right there, Mr. Tim Hoffman, eating his ice cream. He's all set up in his site. First time we're camping together this year. Getting some ice and ice cream. And of course next to me is the hams, and on this side will be Audrey and Stefan. Here you can see some sites. The sites are a nice size here. You're not really that crowded, and there's a lot of trees in the area. So overall, not a bad campground. Of course, with me on this walk, Mr. Tim, getting ready for the new season. You do have some cabins to rent. You see the cabins in this area. So there is some shade at these sites. The roads are gravel and the sites are gravel. And up here is fun stuff to do. See, they do have laundry and ice. This is the Pinch porch. People can hang out. The nice Adirondacks. So you can see it's $1.25 to wash or dry. And they got 4 washers here, and they got some dryers on this side. So that's really inexpensive. And they do have a change machine for you. So we'll check out the bathrooms. They have 3 sinks. Like they have some stalls, a couple urinals, and then over here they have showers. And these are just curtains, separate curtain to separate your changing area from your shower, and curtains to separate the area in here. Here is the office. They do have some snacks in here, a little bit of a store, some shirts and clothing, things you might need. They have ice cream, dipped ice cream, and they also have Hershey's ice cream, drinks, milk, butter, cheese, sodas, some RV stuff that you might need. And then in this building is the arcade. So again, something to do in case it's raining. A lot of arcade games. But in our quest to find Miss Pac-Man, we don't see it in here. Here is the playground equipment. Looks like they got a number of slides, a little bit of dirt or mud from the rain. There's some swings there. And over here we see a basketball court in the distance. It's like a soccer goal here to practice. And some rings over there. So we got some stuff. And of course the pool is the big feature. There's Dawn. Here you can see the pool is crystal clear. And there is no diving and no lifeguard, so you swim at your own risk. But the pool looks good. Here you can see a second small playground the kids can play on. There's a little slide board there. Looks like that's for more little kids. You can also take a wagon ride here at Pinch Pond. You can hear the noise from the Pennsylvania Turnpike because this section is right next to the Turnpike. There are no campsites right here, but this is the pond. It's a catch and release pond. So we're gonna bring the boys down here and see if we can catch something in there. What'd you catch?
Catfish!
Do you like catfish?
Yeah!
All right, should we let him go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. His first fish, a catfish at the pond at Pinch Pond Campground. Nice job on that bluegill, Mr. Remy. What do you think of that fish, Callan?
Sure.
Yeah. I'd like to give you my impressions of Pinch Pond Family Campground in Manheim, Pennsylvania. It's a nice family campground. It has gravel roads and gravel sites. You may have to level up a little bit. It is full hookup. We had 30 amp electric, water, sewer, and cable. The entranceway road and the exit road are separate, so that helps the traffic flow. As far as the sites themselves, they're rather large. They also have lots of trees, so there's plenty of shade. And if you don't have a camper and you want the camping experience, they do have cabins for rent. As far as activities go, there's quite a few. They have a beautiful pool that is crystal clear. Next to it is a playground with multiple slides. I will caution you that on heavy rains, sometimes the mulch gets washed out of there and that can be a little muddy. There's also an activity field there with a soccer goal, and there's a small basketball court. Next to the activity center where they do crafts and have dinners, they had a pig roast when we were there. There is a small playground for little kids. That one doesn't seem to get washed out. The mulch was in good shape on that one. There's also an arcade attached to the office, so you can play games if it's raining. There is something for the kids to do. A lot of kids were riding bikes. I will caution you that if you have a pet with you that is afraid of loud noises or gunshots, the campground is located right next to a gun club, so you do hear shots. Doesn't bother Harley at all, but if your dog gets scared of noises, that might be an issue. They also provide wagon rides, and they'll go as many times as they need to get everybody on there. So if there's a lot of people lined up for the wagon rides, they'll keep doing wagon rides till everybody gets a turn. The staff is super friendly and they're willing to help. If you have visitors coming, if you give the check-in folks the car pass, they will escort them right to your site. So that's a really nice feature. My favorite part of this campground is the pond, Pinch Pond. So adults and kids can fish there, but you have to throw back what you catch. So we took Callan and Remy down there, and Callan caught a catfish and Remy caught 2 bluegill. So they had a blast fishing down there. It was a good time. I also wanted to let you know that this was our first trip since we went to Key West, so we have a sticker to add. I'll put that in right now. Since we finished that trip to Key West, I felt it only appropriate to put the southernmost buoy on the rig. So here we go. So there is our sticker, the southernmost buoy. I think it's gonna go right there. It's a good spot since it's next to Traveling Robert, who loves the Florida Keys and lives down that way. So there we go. Another sticker on there. Eating ice cream by a Brian Ham fire. That's how we end the trip. Hey, if you enjoyed this video or it helped you, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, it helps me out a lot. Also ring that bell, you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. And give the video a thumbs up, that helps it reach a wider audience. But more important than all that, go have some fun out there. Hey, thanks for watching.